Ever since he was born, this man's story has been a challenge met day by day with the simple power of faith, emunah. However, in addition to blindness, fate had already inflicted on this man something just as dreadful. A simple birthmark had developed into a gross deformity due to an extremely rare affliction known as the Sturge-Weber syndrome, caused by an overgrowth of the blood vessels under the skin. Unwilling to step outside for fear of being laughed at, Shimon closed himself up in a single room for 5 long years. During those same years, Shoshana Rosner and her family, including her twin sister, came to Israel from the United States. Shoshana was a gifted youngster with talents for music, the graphic arts, and the sciences. Eventually, she enrolled at Bar Ilan University, from which she would graduate with a doctorate in neurophysiology. As a student, Shoshana devoted her spare time to developing her graphic talents, as well as to making close friends. 2 of these, Tzipora and Shabtai Vishki, were to have a remarkable influence on her life and face her with a remarkable challenge of her own. Tzipora and Shabtai were a happy couple, even though both were blind. However, shortly after their marriage, Shabtai became seriously ill due to kidney failure. Shoshana's donation of a kidney to Shabtai made headlines, not only in Israel but also overseas. This was the first time in the history of Israeli medicine that a live transplant was carried out from a donor who was not a member of the patient's family. Meanwhile, Shimon had begun to emerge from his self-imposed gloom.
The world is not in vain. I mustn't give in to despair. I have to try.
Rabbi Yitzhak David Grossman, chief rabbi of his hometown, Migdal HaEmek, has this to say about Shimon Fahima. When he got close to me, when I got close to him, I could see